Hello students, today's topic is GSM, that is Global System for Mobile Communications. So what is the GSM? It is a successful distant mobile communication system which was implemented in the field of telecommunication revolution of the mobile scenario, and it is used by 800 million people over the 190 countries, especially for the Europe and the America. And it was initially understood as a 2G system, but afterwards some researches were done over this, and it is comes under the category of 3G, which is known as the UMTS, and it is covered under the project of third generation partnership. As well as GSM primary goal is to provide the facility to roam around in a Europe or any country and give the voice compatibility, and the voice quality should be equal to ISDN, that is Integrated Services Distant Network, and the PSTN, that is Public Switched Telephone Network System. So the primary goal of the GSM is to provide you the services just like SMS services, voice services, data services regarding of the location, regarding irrespective of the location, means whatever you have roaming from one country to another country, one state to another state, you can remain connected to your call, and your voice quality is very good by the use of GSM. So there are two types of bandwidth are usage by the GSM. The first one is 900 megahertz and the third one is the 1800 megahertz. So according to the funding, according to the money storage, the companies purchases this GSM bands according to its money storages. So first one is called GSM 900, and there are two types of channel, uplink and downlink. Uplink is used for establishing the communication between the mobile station towards the base station, and the downlink channel is used to provide the communication from the base station to the mobile station. And another version is called GSM 1800, obviously because it has a large broad rate, so it will provide you a better bandwidth management as well as better communication quality. So the first quality, first you can say application of the GSM is implemented over the railroad system in the Europe. So there are particular poles alongside the railway track in which GSM-R facility is provided to the travelers. In this GSM-R, it separates the frequency and also provide you some services like additional services, supplementary services, and it provides 19 exclusive channel for the voice and the data traffic and the railroad. So it is used for the emergency services as well as the automatic trail control system. So for the emergency services, it required some acknowledgement as well as a group call services and broadcast services and call priority management in the case of any health issues. So when the point comes towards the automatic train control system, it utilizes GSM R by the use of control of trains, control of gates, control of signals, and the control of switches. So there are services offered by the GSM. The first one is called the bearer services, second one is called the tele services, and the third one is called the supplementary services. So what are the bearer services? Bearer services are very simple. In the terms of bearer services, you have to access any applications that is resided in another server, like your Gmail and your Facebook. The server of the Gmail and the Facebook are resided in somewhere else, but by using the GSM services, you can access this facility in your phone. So by accessing this for accessing this type of facility, you have required a data services or the internet services, and the data transfer rate is about 300 bps to 9600 bps. Actually, these data services are implemented over the three layer of the OSI model. The first layer is physical layer, that is comes under your mobile communication devices. The second one is the data link layer, in which a particular channel access mechanism has to be selected, and the third one is called the network layer. The network layer initiates you that you have to select a particular application in order to run in your mobile. So this data transfer can be transparent, can be non-transparent, can be synchronous, and can be asynchronous according to your applications. like synchronous transfer is required when the TCP connections is used by your mobile phones. Otherwise, if your mobile phone is uses UDP connections for the Skype conversation, then it can use asynchronous data transmission. So another services is called teleservices. So what are the teleservices? Teleservices according to the voice quality, analog to voice, voice to analog conversion. So telephone services, emergency number, short message services means SMS, and the last one is fax. So what are the telephone services? The telephone services provide the high quality digital voice transmission. Actually, we have to convert our voice into the analog signals. So this services provides you this facility of encoding. Special codes are generated for voice transmission, and other codes used for transmission of analog data and the fixed data. The another one is called the emergency services. There are certain numbers have to be reserved that is used by the users in the free of cost in the terms of emergency services. So like the ambulance services or the police services is used by and comes under the category of emergency number of the telecommunication services of the GSM. Another one is called short message services. The short message services provides you that you can send a data transmission over 160 characters. You can just write a message, but the limitation is about 160 characters, and forward that message to your friend or whatever, any receiver entity. So this SMS services uses a signaling channels, making possible the duplex system. What is the duplex system here? Actually, if we send a message to a particular receivers, then there is a transmission of duplex services in which I have to forward a particular SMS to the receiver, and receiver sends me acknowledgement that particular SMS service, particular message is delivered at the receiver's phone. And the last one is fax. So fax is very simple. Using modems fax data, particular modem is mandatory in order to transmission of the fax data, and this is transmitted as a digital data over the analog telephony, and according to there are certain specialized standards for transferring of the fax data, like ITU-T standards T.4 and T.30 in the GSM services. The last one is called the supplementary services provided by the GSM. So along with the telephony services, along with the bearer services, GSM provides you the supplementary services. The supplementary services provide you some user point of view things, like the user identification, call redirection. If the user is not able to take the call, then there is a concept of call forwarding, as well as you can tracking of the users according to its initiation of the call, like certain ISDN features have to be provided by the GSM. So this type of supplementary services is provided by the GSM to the users. So now come to the point of the GSM architecture. GSM architecture is very, very important, and it is not so much simple to understand, but I will try that you can simply understand the GSM architectures, because there are so many entities, and especially the functionality between the BTS, BSc and MSc is make confusion between the students. So I will take you the real-time examples in order to understand it better. So the GSM architecture actually contains three components. You can see three components. The first one is called RSS, the second one is called NSS, and the third one is called OSS according to its functionality. So RSS means radio subsystem, NSS means network subsystem, and the OSS means operation subsystem. So in the RSS there are various components. Now this hexagonal cell, there are certain hexagonal cells, and this hexagonal cells is resided inside a circle, and this circle is communicated with the MSC, and this MSC is the part of the NSS, and this MSC is communicated with the components of OSS. So these all of the components of the GSM architecture connected to each other according to their functionality. So you can understand, like this radio cell can be treated as an area in which you are resided. Like I am resided in the seminary hills of the Nagpur city, so it can be treated as a seminary hills. Okay, and This seminary hills is connected to the this BTS. Sorry, these are the cells, and these cells have to be understood as a one area, and these two areas have to be covered by the bases, that is one area. Like this one can be said as a Nagpur, this one can be said as a Mumbai, and this whole areas comes under the category of Maharashtra. So this is circle area is considered as a Maharashtra, and under the Maharashtra there are two entities. The first one is Nagpur and the second one is Mumbai. And this mobile stations is connected to your mobile equipment. Like if I am residing in the Seminary Hills area, so this is the mobile station that provides me the GSM services. Okay, so what are the radio subsystem? The radio subsystem provides so many functionality, and it is made up of so many parts like the mobile station, BTS, BSS, and the BSC. Actually, the radio subsystem will contain only the four components. The first one is mobile station, the second one is BTS, then BSS, and the BSC. Now, what about the NSS? That is network subsystem. The network subsystem made up of MSC, VLR, and HLR. And the operation subsystem. The operation subsystem is used to provide the facility of maintenance of the network subsystem as a supervisor, and it will contain three entities like EIR, authentication center, and OMC, that is operation and maintenance center. So just see the diagram. The GSM is divided into three parts: RSS, NSS, and OSS. In the RSS there are four things: MS, BSS, and BTS, and BSC. In the NSS there are three things: MSC, VLR, HLR. In the OSS there are again three things: OMC, authentication center, and EIR. So this will help you to remind all of the entities. That's why I am created this diagram, and for the more clarification you can see the diagram pasted here. So the first component of the GSM is called RSS, that is called the radio subsystem. Actually, the radio subsystem is used to do establishment of the communication between the mobile station to the mobile equipment, as well as it mitigates some errors, like error generated in the terms of call initiating, as well as SMS generating, as well as you can see noise control system is done by the RSS. Also, the power management of the particular antenna is done by the RSS, that is radio subsystem. So what are the functionality of RSS? The RSS functionality is, the first one is establishment of the communication, as well as error control, also power management of antenna. So these are the major roles that is played by the RSS, that is radio subsystem. And the radio subsystem contains four entities: MS, BSS, BTS, and BSC. So what are the mobile stations? The mobile stations will carry two components. The first one is called mobile equipment, that is called ME, and the second one is called SIM. The SIM is called subscriber identity module. Subscriber identity module. So what is the mobile equipment? Your mobile equipment is just like your mobile phones without SIM. So that is called the mobile equipment. So in the mobile equipment there is one entity that is called IMEI. This IMEI stands for International Mobile Equipment Identity. International Mobile Equipment Identity. It is used to provide a particular identity to your mobile equipment, such that your mobile can be tracked. If the SIM is not installed in the mobile equipment, then the particular mobile equipment can be tracked by the authorized entity. That's why this separate IMEI an EI number is given to the mobile equipment. The second one is called SIM, that is the subscriber identity module. So this subscriber identity module contains some chips or the microprocessors. These chips and the microprocessors holds the information. It is used to hold some information. Which type of information it holds? It holds the information like flash memory for the storage of multimedia type of things, as well as this chips is this chips is used to hold the information like subscription information, subscription services information, as well as it holds the information of card type, which type of card you are using, postpaid card or a prepaid card, as well as card serial number in order to locate a particular SIM, that is the unique ID provided by the base station to the SIM card, and the subscriber services. So these are the functionalities that is provided by the SIM to the users. This flash memory is used to store the multimedia type of information, like sometimes we have to store our contact numbers in our SIM. Also we have to copy our contacts number in our SIM. So where this contacts number have to be stored, so some type of a flash memory is given by the SIM card, and inside this flash memory these contacts numbers as well as some SMS have to be saved here. Then the another component is called BSS, base station subsystem. So base station subsystem contains many radio cells, like it can use to manage various mobile stations as well as BTS, base transceiver station. The main responsibility of the BSS is it has to maintain all functions for establishment of radio connection. So the radio connection has to be maintained between the mobile subscriber as well as the base station. So whatever the functionalities, whatever the functions are needed in order to maintain the radio connection, this all things have to be managed by the BSS. So this is one of the functionality of BSS. Another functionality of BSS is coding and decoding of voice, because we have to convert our generating voice into the analog format. So this coding and decoding of voice has to be done by the BSS. So these two things have to be taken care by the BSS component of the GSM architecture under the category of radio subsystem. Then what is the BTS? You can see in the diagram the BTS is communicated with the MS. Means BTS is used to manage the functionality of MS, and MS is used to manage the radio communication between the mobile equipment. So what is the functionality of BTS? BTS contains all the equipments like antenna, signal processor, and amplifier. The amplifier is used to amplify or higher the frequency hopping. Now another functionality provided by the BTS is modulation, a modulation of voice. Some more functionalities are provided by the BTS, like it feeds radio frequency signals to antenna. because this BTS is the part of radio subsystem, and the radio subsystem provides the power management. So these functionality that feeds RF signal to antenna is used by the RSS in terms of the power management, as well as for the maintenance of the services. It has to communicate with both like MS and BSC in case of handover is made. Now the BSC, that is the base station controller. So now you can see this base station controller is communicated with the cells BTS. So now this one is the in your area one particular minister is here, and the whole Nagpur area is one minister is there, that is termed as a BTS, and this is the minister of Mumbai, that is BTS, and these two ministers have to be communicated with the BSC, that is Minister of Maharashtra, and this BSC, Minister of Maharashtra, is communicated with the MSC, and this MSC will be act as a Prime Minister. So I think it is understood properly with the help of some real-time examples. So what is the functionality of this Minister of Maharashtra means BSC? So the functionality of Minister of Maharashtra means BSC is frequency hopping. Frequency hopping means खाने के लिए कितना अनाज कितने कितने स्टेट्स में जाना है अकॉर्डिंग टू द रिक्वायरमेंट. तो ये जो डिसीज़न है वो हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी लेते हैं, जो हमारे महाराष्ट्र के मुख्यमंत्री हैं वो लेते हैं. सो BSC functionality is to provide the frequency hopping as well as the time slots in order to complete some functionalities like the timestamp, as well as you can see that this BSC is communicated to the BTS as well as to another BTS. So you can see if the mobile equipment is changing the cell positions, like this mobile station's related equipment is transferred over this radio cell, then the handoff is made. So this handoff is controlled by the BSC also, because this BSC will communicate to the new BTS that particular mobile equipment is transferred to your cell. Kindly provide the connectivity for the voice services to that mobile equipment. So handoff management. And the last one is called multiplexing. Multiplexing of the radio channels. So these are the four components inside the RSS system. So I think it is understood by all of the students, like what are the components and what are the associated functionalities. Now we jump to the next part, that is called the NSS network subsystem. So the network subsystem is called the central part of the GSM as well as the heart of the GSM, like the MSC. Like पूरे इंडिया में हमारे एक ही प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं, मोदी जी. So this Modi ji can be understood as a MSC, that is the heart of our India. So NSS is said to be the heart of the system, that is called the major entity, centralized entity. So there are certain components inside the NSS. The first one is called the Mobile Switching Center, MSC. So the Mobile Switching Center, the basic functionality of the Mobile Switching Center is connection establishment in the case of roaming. Connection establishment in the case of roaming. So when your mobile station is changing its location, mobile equipment is changing location from one radio cell to the another radio cell, as well as it's changing the location from one state to another state. Like this state is called the Maharashtra. If the mobile equipment is changing its location from the Maharashtra to Delhi, then This handoff procedure has to be maintained by the MSc. So the connection establishment in the case of roaming, as well as accounting of each user on the basis of data usage, accounting of users on the basis of usage, data usage, means billing system. There are certain supplementary services is also provided by the MSc. What are the supplementary services? Like call forwarding. So when the handoff is made, it may be the situation that the user is not able to take the call. In the case of this scenario, the call forwarding technique or the services is provided by the mobile switching center MSc. Because the mobile switching center is used to maintain the handoff from one state to the another state, so there is a need of two databases. The first is called the VLR and the second one is called the HLR. So this VLR is used to maintain the information regarding visitors location, as well as visitors location. Another functionality of this database is to solve queries related to HLR. So what is home location register? Home location register is very simple and it is used to maintain the information regarding mobile equipment and user, like its same identity number as well as its IMEI code and what its current location. So this type of information is maintained by the HLR. Now the last component is called OSS. The OSS part is used to maintain the entities, is used to supervise the another entities of the GSM. So OSS is used to supervise all the entities involved in GSM. And there are certain components inside the OSS. Just see the diagram. In this component there are EIR, Authentication Center, AUC and OMC. OMC is called Operation Maintenance Center. So what is called Operation and Maintenance Center? What are the functionalities? Just like it is used to maintain the operations that is performed by the entities of GSM, and it is done by using the traffic monitoring services, strategies like the overloading or the reduction of the overhead at the particular tower at the particular state. So traffic monitoring services as well as account billing. Like the example is, if you are using your data packet much more than your how many data is exhausted, like the Geo send you a message your 50% data is get exhausted. So this type of account billing is done by the Operation and Maintenance Center. As well as another feature is security management, like the secrecy related services is also provided in this Operation and Maintenance Services. The another component is called Authentication Center. As the name indicates, it is used to provide a intrusion detection system services. And it provides you some encryption procedures like the cryptography related services, encryption procedures. And also it do authentication in the terms of digital signature. The last part of OSS is called the EIR, that is Equipment Identity Register. So the Equipment Identity Register is used by the security guards as well as CBI agents in order to track the mobile system. As well as in your mobile phone there is a feature called blocking of unwanted calls. Like कोई आपको परेशान करता है तो आप उसको ब्लॉक कर देते हो. So this feature is provided by the EIR. So blocking of calls. So this is all about the architecture and its components explanation. So what is about the handover? So there are 4 types of handover. The first one you can see, the mobile equipment is surrounding its location. Like if you are interchanging your locations, if you are moving in your location in your hexagonal cell, like if I am residing in the Seminary Hills and I am just changing my location to the from the Seminary Hills to the, you can say, Buddy. So your mobile station provided you the services in order to maintain the connectivity to the telephonic type of things is changed, because a separate mobile station tower is initiated, is supplied services at the Seminary Hills, and the separate mobile station is there at the Buddy. So this is called the intra-cell handover, because the cell is same but the mobile stations are different usage. Mobile stations are different in order to provide you the connectivity. So this is called the intra-cell handover. So in this we are only communicating with the mobile station, we do not communicate any of the entities. And another one, the scenario is if I am moving from one cell to another cell, like if I am residing in the Nagpur area and I am moving towards the Mumbai, like another city inside the Maharashtra. This is Nagpur and this is Mumbai. So I am moving towards the Mumbai from Nagpur. So this is called the inter-cell, because the cell is changed, as well as intra-BSC handover. Why it's called intra-BSC handover? Actually each mobile station is associated with a BTS in order to maintain the services. So when I made a handover from the Nagpur to the Mumbai, then the BTS tells the BSC that a particular mobile station is transferred over some another region cell, kindly provide the services. So BSC will scan the nearest BTS towards this mobile equipment. So this BTS will use to provide the continuity of the services to the special mobile equipment. So this is under the category of Mumbai and this is under the category of Nagpur. So that is called the intra-BSC handover, because BSC is same. Why the BSC is same? Because this BSC is covered all of the regions inside the Maharashtra. So Nagpur is the part of Maharashtra as well as the Mumbai is the part of Maharashtra. So we can say this is a intra-BSC handover. What is a inter-cell means inter-BTS handover. Now the third part is if I am changing my location from one state to the another state. So in this case, if I am changing to the another state, then the associated BSC will tell to the another MSC that this mobile station has to change the location. Kindly provide a new BSC and BTS services to the mobile station in order to maintain the connectivity. So this is another example. And the inter MSC handover. So when my मूल state is change, suppose मैंने इंडिया ही छोड़ दिया है, so उस केस में मेरा क्या हो रहा है कि MSC मेरा change हो रहा है. So that is called the handover according to my changing position regarding to the GSM services. Now, what about the GSM security? So, there are some authorization and authentication tools is used by the GSM, like algorithms. A3 algorithms used to provide you authentication, A5 algorithms used to provide the encryption, A8 algorithms used to provide the cipher key, and the another ones. Like in this diagram, you can say how the authentication is performed by the mobile network to the SIM, means the mobile subscriber. So there is a key, 128-bit key is used in the authentication center, and the random algorithm is used to generate a random number of 128-bit. The same random algorithm is used to generate the random number of 128-bit at the mobile site, and the cipher key is used as 128. So according to the algorithm, after the compression, the subscriber response key will be generated, which is of 32-bit, and this 32-bit will be compared between the two entities. If this is same, then this mobile subscriber or the SIM identity is verifiable, otherwise not. Then what about the encryption procedure? Encryption procedure is very simple, just like in the previous example. There is a key that is called the you can see the security key, 128-bit, and there is a random algorithm which generates a random number of 128-bit. So both of this side means the BTS as well as the mobile station will generate this encryption procedure. And according to this algorithm, my cipher key of 64-bit is generated. So after the cipher key is generated, if the mobile network, that is called the BTS, wants to communicate with the mobile station, then the data will be encrypted according to this generated cipher key. If the mobile stations or the mobile equipments wants to communicate with the base station or the BTS, then it can use this cipher key in order to encrypt the data. So as well as this type of scenarios and the facilities or the security mechanism are used in order to perform the encryption and the decryption. So this is all about the GSM services. If anyone has a doubt, kindly ask me.